Morning and welcome everyone to episode 3 of The Father, the Son and the holy shit. Look at the size of that lobster. Or should I say, Zutao, the lobster es très gros.
Well, you should do both, shouldn't you? You should do exactly the same, but now do it in French.
Oh, I can't.
I don't know if it's wrong, does it? no one speaks French.
No one speaks it anyway, yeah, it's true. So, what do we have here? I'll let you say it. I know you've been itching to. What is this sculpture?
This is the world's largest lobster.
Do you know how much it weighs? Do you know how big it is? It's 55 tonnes. It's 11 metres long, 5 metres tall, 5 metres wide.
That's a big lobster.
It's quite enormous, as I think the French would say. Oh, look at it. What a ridiculous sculpture. This statue, which is both glorious and horrific, was built here because Shediac, which is the town we're in now in New Brunswick, is apparently the lobster capital of the world. Luckily for us. Obviously they didn't see my sign yesterday when I wrote lobsters and minging. Didn't see it, did they? I'm not sure if I really appreciate it or I'm horrified by it.
It's the stuff of nightmares.
It is. Look at it. I mean, lobsters are ace animals, but as a food, foul. Which part of this creature is appetising to anybody of sane mind? Look at that. Look at these. Look at these. Minging. How do we follow up from that? How do you keep up that kind of standard? What brilliant feat of modern architecture.
It's true.
Now what? In fact, no, we have got some spicy stuff, haven't we?
We have.
We've got a modern day phenomenon, as I believe it's known.
Mystery of modern science.
It is a science mystery. And by the way, if it sounds like I'm dying, it's because I am. I've got the plague. Don't know if I'm allergic to the French, or seafood, or I don't know, but even if I am, it's not a bad way to spend your last day on Earth, is it, looking at a massive lobster? Anyway, next stop. Alright, so after a 20-mile or so drive west, we've ended up in Moncton at a spot called the Magnetic Hill. Now, what's it meant to do?
Apparently, the hill will drag you back up itself. So I'm coming out of drive, I'm going into neutral, my handbrake's off, I'm going to take my foot off and see what happens. Take my foot off the brake, see what happens. It's pure sorcery.
I don't know if you can see, but we're being dragged uphill.
Fucking bizarre.
We're going 20 up a hill. Look, we started down there, we're getting dragged up.
Bizarre. How does that work? That is just
neutral,
pure sorcery.
Dragged upwards. Witchcraft. Can you do it again? I want to get out and film it from the outside.
Are we allowed to do it again? Does it say you're allowed to do it again?
Well, fuck them. What do you react to it?
It's just bizarre.
I told you, this is a weird scientific phenomenon. Right, I'm gonna get out. I'll probably get arrested, but I'm gonna get out so you can see it from this side. Neutral, foot on brake, don't cheat.
No cheating.
Right, you ready?
Yep, keep out of brake.
He's gone. Look, he's going uphill. Absolute witchcraft. It's one of those things that, like, you kind of read about and you think, well, maybe everyone's just thick and it's really obvious that there's some minor trick going on, but actually it's quite impressive. Let me in, don't be a dick. Still going up. And that's where we started, at the bottom, up this big hill. Now we're here. Do you want to know how it works?
Yeah, I do.
It's not actually uphill, it's downhill. But because you can't see the horizon, on that you look to your surroundings, trying to hear what's going on. It's a big optical illusion basically. It's called a gravity hill because humans kind of feel like they're going against gravity even though they're not. It's just a very accidental optical illusion. You're not actually going uphill at all, you're going down.
Oh, we're not.
No, but you weren't. It's weird though. That's why it's a good optical illusion, because you don't really believe it. But starts to ruin it, but that's what happens. Interestingly though, that illusion still works on camera.
Is it?
You'd have thought that the camera would remove the little human sense, and you'd see it for what it is on camera, but you don't. It looked like it was actually going uphill. So it's a good one. So what do you react to that?
I reckon that was quite impressive. Quite impressive. I mean, today so far, I mean, it's only what 22 minutes past 10. So after Lewis's lay-in, we've only actually been up what 3 hours, and we've had a fantastic breakfast at Martha's. It was massive. Then we've seen the world's largest lobster. We've experienced natural phenomenon, even though Lewis says it was an illusion. And now we're going to see other things.
So we've seen an architectural phenomenon, there's no other word for it. We've seen a scientific one, and now we're going to drive about 40 miles to go and see a natural phenomenon. Ticking all of the boxes today. So next stop, a place called Hopewell Rocks. Alright, we've made it. Where are we at?
Hopewell Rocks. We're now walking on the seabed.
And where do these rocks come from? They come from the really big tidal bore.
Oh, from the really big tidal bore. In fact, it's the world's largest tidal bore.
It is.
In fact, when the tide comes in, more water comes into this area than the combined volume of every freshwater lake and river in the world.
Greatest tidal bore basically means the biggest difference between low and high tide. In this case, it's about 50 feet, which is the size of these and these. And that's why the rocks are dead weird and massive, because water erodes them so far up and down all the time. Some science happens and you get loads of funky rocks. Yeah.
If you looked at this, you could be on Cleethorpes Beach, couldn't you, the colour of that? You just need a few nappies and a bit of litter kicking about, don't you?
Some syringes.
Yeah, syringes.
So basically, because this is now low tide, it is now about, I don't know, 14 or 15 metres lower than it should be, which means we are actually on the floor of the, well, it's the Bay of Fundy, but it's a part of the Atlantic Ocean, so we are now on the ocean floor, which is why it's so bastard muddy. So yeah, what we have here is the location of highest tide in the world. All the way up there. It's that high. Bloody tremendous. And yeah, that's about that. What did you react to that one?
It's very impressive. Very impressive.
Très bien, as I would say around here.
Do you know where fans came from? In the 1930s, when the Nazis took power in Germany, Coca-Cola got banned for being too American. Bottling plants was used to make fizzy orange, which was called Fantastische. Really fantastic. And it's still in use today.
Look over there. World's biggest lobster V2. Here we've got a map of New Brunswick. We started this morning about there, Lobsterville, Shediac. Magnetic Hill was there. We've driven down the coast here to this area where the Hopewell Rocks are. Now we're going to go across here into Fundy National Park, through there, on the way to St John. $23. You've been dying to find one of them, haven't you?
I have, yeah.
You happy now?
Especially with being number 23. Had to be, didn't it?
It's always 23, always.
It's everywhere.
Alright, we're off. We've made it to Fundy National Park. We're going to try and get through a few little trails so we can make the most of our short time here while driving through. The first one, strangely, is taking us past some trees. I haven't seen many of these yet. Found some chairs. Found some water. Help us spot any wildlife whatsoever, is what that should say.
And we'll come and collect it and take it away.
Fucking hell. It's brought us back to that bridge. What is so good about covered bridges?
You just knock down there, you don't see them, do you? Not in Britain, I don't think.
Do they do anything?
Well, that's what I imagine, is to stop the road from icing on the bridge, because bridges made of wood tend to ice over quicker than the tarmac of the road. And you don't want to slip off the bridge, do you?
Yeah, I suppose not. We might fall into a salmonless river.
That's right.
So we drove past it, parked up and then walked back to it. Tremendous. Look at this. There's a covered bridge here. I haven't seen one of these yet. Can definitely confirm covered bridge exists. Although I must say it's lost its novelty a bit. Now I've been through it for the 18th time today. Should we try this route finding thing again?
I think we might.
I think it's waterfall time.
Yeah.
Route number 2 of the afternoon. This one's meant to take us to a waterfall. How much better there's not a waterfall? It's a covered bridge. You could drink it, could you? Dad reckons that any water that's not immediately still is drinkable, no matter where it is in the world. Could you drink that?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
What's your rule with water drinking? What's your theory?
Where it's moving fast, come and have a look. You do that while it's moving fast, you can drink it. As soon as it gets to like there, where it's pretty much static, you can't.
So if I flush the toilet, I can drink it mid-flush?
No.
Is that what you're saying?
No, because you know that's contaminated.
But that might be contaminated. I've got a disease just from breathing, never mind drinking that water. And we're back. Route 2 complete. Powering through, aren't we?
We are, yeah.
How many moose did you see? Or bears? Or salmon?
None.
No? That's weird, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
How many kilometres we done altogether?
Altogether.
What does the computer say?
Computer say 1,209.
How many animals in total, do you reckon?
3 squirrels.
How many meese? 0, isn't it, so far?
Yeah,
No meese.
No eagles.
No eagles.
No beaver.
No beavers.
No coyote.
So our ratio is about 400 kilometres per squirrel.
Yeah.
Good, it's going well. Alright, trail number 3. This one allegedly takes us past beaver ponds. How many beavers do you reckon we're going to find?
I'm not convinced we're actually going to see any, to be truthful. Well, let's take the boardwalk.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right. For me.
I reckon this trail's only been closed because someone's actually spotted a beaver.
Squirrel number 4. You seen this? Beavers and moose can be seen. Where?
I think signs speak with forked tongue.
I think it's official. I think Canada's wildlife is actually a myth. It's all a myth. Done 3 nature trails today, 3 of them, and the only animal we've seen except a squirrel was a 55-ton lobster, which is made out of concrete and steel. Where do they all live? All this space for animals to swim and walk around in. So yeah, that's about that. Animals don't actually exist in Canada. All a lie. It's a big conspiracy theory. So it's now 4:15. I think we've had a full enough day to be able to call it a day. So we're going to drive onwards to St John, where we're staying for the night, about 100 miles away. And then food, bed. Restart our search for things in the morning. So anyway, from another mooseless, bearless and everything with a heartbeatless day, although a spectacular one. It's been good.
It's been very good.
Beach was good, rocks were good, lobster was good, hill was good, although fake.
Fundy Park was good. It's just we didn't see any animals apart from a squirrel.
And we've got to see a bear because I told you that we'd see one. You said we wouldn't see one, I said I bet we do. So we've got to find one. Anyway, onwards to St John then bed, so sin a bit.